I'm really looking forward to Marvel Spider-Man 2, okay? And I know that might shock you. I think this game is going to be amazing. Seeing that story trailer with the Hall H crowd and in general all the promotional material that's been released has gotten me more and more excited as we get closer to October 20th. But I'd be lying to you guys, and you'd be lying to yourself if we were to say that everything they've shown is 10 out of 10 perfect. There are some nitpicks that I have. There are some issues that I have with Marvel Spider-Man 2, and I wanted to go over that in today's video. Keep in mind that everything I want to go over here in this video is my constructive criticism for the game. This isn't me trying to bash it. This isn't me saying that it's going to be bad at all. And well, to start things off, I want to talk about the lizard's design in this game. I understand that part of the reason why he is a giant lizard in this game is because, well, it's a video game. It's enticing to fight an enemy that is 2 to 3 times your size. You know, rather than just, a normal human-sized lizard wearing a lab coat. But therein lies the biggest problem with lizard's design for me in this game. I just want the lab coat, man. I'm like a ride or die Spider-Man fan like that. One of those Spider-Man fans that's going to complain about every little thing, and that's one of those little things. But I think this is also part of the reason why it's tough that we're going into this Spider-Man franchise from Insomniac, where it's already an established, lived-in world. Canonically, Spider-Man, before the events of Spider-Man PS4, has fought the lizard already. There's a collectible that explains it within the game when you're collecting those backpacks, and also we can see during the Halloween party mission from Spider-Man PS4 that somebody is cosplaying as Lizard, and they have the lab coat, man. I think that's what kills me, is that somewhere out there at some point in time within the Marvel Spider-Man universe, he had the iconic lizard look. The only caveat here is that we still might end up getting it, because as of when we're facing off against the lizard from that PlayStation Showcase demo, they are mentioning that he's getting bigger. So who knows, maybe he starts off as the iconic lizard with the lab coat, and as he gets bigger, he rips through that lab coat, and then we get the giant lizard that we saw from the PlayStation Showcase, and as well the story trailer. My second complaint right now that I have to go into is the fact that you guys haven't hit the thumbs up on this video yet. I mean, what are you doing? Scroll down and change that right now. But in all seriousness, another issue that I have with Marvel Spider-Man 2 is the fact that Kraven has like a robot army. I know some people aren't the biggest fan of the fact that Kraven even has an army in this game, but I think we should cut them some slack on the fact that, again, it's a video game. We need cronies to fight. My issue lies within the fact that I kind of wish that Kraven's army were just a bunch of like regular people with different weapons or whatever it might be that create new enemy types. I'm not a huge fan of having like robot tigers or robot vultures that we have to face off against. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely going to create a lot of enemy variety. I mean, when in the previous Spider-Man games have we fought like animals? But again, I'm just more of a fan of fighting like actual dudes, beating the crap out of just some regular Kraven cronies. Plus, we've already seen so far from the gameplay demo and then as well the story trailer that there's going to be plenty of different Kraven hunters, and they're going to offer up some good enemy variety as well. So honestly, I don't see why we even needed to rely on having any sort of robot animals in the game. And I can't even begin to explain to you how huge of a problem it is for me that we don't have new swinging animation. No, I can't even finish the sentence. I know this has been a big cause of discourse online, which of course there's got to be some discourse going on online. It's Puddlegate all over again, this time now for Marvel Spider-Man 2. And as I've said before, when we actually get to see that Peter also has air tricks, because there's no way they're not going to let him have that as well, that's where we're going to be able to witness a lot of the uniqueness in new animations and as well the style that Peter has with his swinging in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Part of what made the swinging in Miles Morales so good was the way that we transitioned those air tricks into a web swing. That's where we got a majority of the new animations. So I imagine once we get to see a bit of that for Peter, we're going to see those new animations there as well. I don't know, I hate engaging in this discourse, and I want to talk about my problems with the game in today's video and not what everybody else's problems are, so let's just move on. Because we got to talk about those shoes on the symbiote suit, man. Peter he doesn't got the kicks game like Miles does. Top half of the suit looks great, and I probably said this so many times that you can just speak it along with me, but the bottom half is just a no-go for me. It's also a no-go for me right now if you aren't currently subscribed to the channel and got those notifications on, because so many Spider-Man 2 videos are coming your way you wouldn't believe. But speaking of the symbiote, this brings me to another problem that I currently have with Marvel Spider-Man 2, and that's honestly the secrecy that's surrounding who Venom is. This is a tough one though, because I can partially understand as to why there's so much of a mystery. It's the same thing that happened with the Arkham Knight back in 2015. The preservation of who the Arkham Knight is, the fact that they didn't just make the Arkham Knight Red Hood in that game is simply for the fact that there are casual fans out there that don't follow the lore like people like I do. There are plenty of fans. Matter of fact, a majority of fans are buying these games as casual fans of these characters. So they're not going in knowing immediately who who Venom's gonna be or who the Arkham Knight was gonna be. With Venom though, it's a bit of a different story, mainly because, well, firstly, a lot of people out there still don't believe that Harry's gonna be Venom, even though the story trailer is literally grabbing you by the ears and screaming at you that that's gonna be the case. I mean, for Pete's sake, they have Harry and then Venom say the exact same line at the beginning and the end of the trailer.
But I need you with me, Pete. We're gonna heal the world.
We're going to heal the world.
But there's still people theorizing that Peter could be Venom, that the steelbook cover of the game is a huge misdirect, that it's just some red herring. Some people think that maybe Norman's gonna end up being Venom. And then you got people on the copium, hardcore copium, after Insomniac has said that Eddie Brock is not Venom on a live stage, they still think that Eddie Brock's gonna be Venom in this game. So when I tell you that the Arkham Knight situation has done irreparable damage to us, well, I mean, come on. But again, all the same with Rocksteady's game, the situation that Insomniac is in here is that they don't want to reveal that mystery right away. They want it to be preserved for somebody out there who has no idea, who's not following these games like crazy, like you or I would do. Sometimes we have to acknowledge that there are millions upon millions of fans who might not even know the fact that Eddie Brock is normally Venom. I guess though, to stop defending this point so much, considering this is a video about my biggest problems with Marvel Spider-Man 2, I just wish they would reveal the mystery so that this game could be more about the compelling story, the journey about Harry becoming Venom, and how much we wouldn't want that to happen, and less about, well, who is Venom? Because I liked in Spider-Man PS4 how they revealed Dr. Octavius right from the get-go. Okay, we know he's the sixth member of the Sinister Six, but it's about how we get to that destination, and then as we progress through the game, we can see that there's such a good relationship between Dr. Octavius and Peter to the point where we hope it doesn't happen. Another big problem that I have with Marvel Spider-Man 2 has less to do with the actual game itself and more so with the collector's edition. I'm still very bummed out that there's not going to be any physical copy of the game with the collector's edition. It is just my least favorite trend right now in video games, and what frustrates me so much is I understand why they're doing it. It's because a lot of people out there want that physical copy so bad that they buy a second copy of the game. And I imagine it's worked so well in the past that a lot of these games coming out in these next couple of years are going to continue this trend. It's unfortunate. I'm not the biggest fan, but I guess it is what it is. And the last complaint that I have for Marvel Spider-Man 2 is a big one. This is my biggest problem, honestly, with this game. It keeps me up at night, and it's the fact that this game isn't coming out sooner, man. I want it right now. Seriously, even though I've gone over a couple of issues that I have with the game here in this video, I am for the most part really looking forward to getting my hands on this game. But as you can tell, you know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The best thing though is to make sure if you have criticism to provide for this game, for any game, for anything, make sure to do so in a constructive way. You can't just yell, "This thing sucks." That doesn't do anything for anybody. If you want change, if you want to provide feedback that amounts to anything, you gotta do it in a constructive manner. Otherwise, these developers, they're not gonna listen to you. And to be fair, why would they? So with that being said, sound off with your thoughts in the comments section below in a civil way. Some issues that you might have with Marvel Spider-Man 2. If you don't have any, that's great. Let me know that as well in the comments. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.